Kate Hardcastle, retail analyst at Insight with Passion. Kate,
Hi.
Obviously you'd expect the boss of Argos to be chipper about Argos. If you wanted to, cast a few worry arrows across his bows, what would they be?
Oh, customer service, service, service. I think any consumer that I speak to, and I speak to thousands of them a week, are absolutely fed up that if a brand does have a traditional high street offer, the service is just gone. And they really struggle with that because that's one of the reasons they do go into store. So, service with a smile, polite and friendlier returns, and just people around in the business to serve.
And so they've got an advantage over Amazon, say, on this. A disadvantage, I should say, in that there's no expectation of a human touch with Amazon, so nobody minds not having it. Whereas with Argos, they're kind of a victim of their own success, their own brand in the past. You kind of want a smile and you want automation and online presence at the same time.
We're very selective as customers, you see. We want everything now. Brands used to be able to just be one thing. They were discount, they were luxury, they were service oriented, and now we're wanting multiple things from every retailer we deal with. And I did some very interesting research about Amazon a few years ago, and people see it as a very black and white, faceless organisation, and they do have therefore lesser expectations. But it's true to say that online brands now and online shopping is such a big way of our life, £1 in £6 now being spent online, that we do want better service there. However, I see it the other way around, Adrian. I think if you've got brands that do invest in stores and things, I hate buzzwords, but it's called retailtainment now. It used to be called retail theatre in my day. But those brands that are putting events on and making the stores come to life are seeing up to 14-15% growth in their turnover. I'd be absolutely on it if I was a retailer right now. I'd be making those stores sparkle.
What about the spending generally this Christmas? How's it looking as far as you can see?
I think that consumers are really wising up. We tend to do one of two things in a bit of a crisis. We tend to actually say, do you know what, let's just go out there, let's enjoy it because who knows what tomorrow brings. Or we actually look down the tunnel and say, actually, it's darker times ahead, so let's get sensible. And that's what the consumers tend to be doing this year. We've seen that 1 in 5 consumers, for instance, are saying they're going to try and spend half of what they did last year. I think last Christmas everyone rallied at the end and actually thought, well, let's make hay while the sun shines. But now we know consumers are hearing about the inflation increase again today. They can see that the cost of food's going up, and they think we've got to buy the basics next year, and we don't want to buy our family the Christmas gift of debt. So let's actually get savvy here and let's actually try and cut back a little.
So these inflation figures will adversely affect spending, possibly?
Absolutely. I think when you go into a store, and I mean, there's the joke stories out there. Brussels sprouts are up 8%. But, for someone like me, I'm not really too bothered about that. If I don't have Brussels sprouts at the table, no worries. But, butter, the basics, they're going up. And the supermarkets really have been holding back on those price increases for about a year now because they just don't want to pass them on because they're trying to win their own battles. They're trying to pull you in as a grocery shop because they got hit by the discounters. But, it's those areas for Christmas shopping like Christmas cards, Christmas decks, the ones that are easier to sort of like pull back on, that people are doing that and they're getting savvy, they're getting sensible. Bizarrely, it's always the people that are on the lowest income and really at a crucial point of spending week on week that want to try and stretch themselves at Christmas, and those perhaps who've got a bit more wealth within the household who are really trying to pull back.
Thanks very much indeed for your time. That's Kate Hardcastle, retail analyst at Insight with Passion. It's just gone 25 to 11.